Hey guys, last night I dreamed something quite interesting. Um, Very prolonged dream. Several different things going on. I seemed to be in a park with a group of friends, and the friends are familiar faces to me that I recognize here, and we're engaging in different types of activities than we normally would here. And in this, I end up leaving them. What exactly we were doing, I can't recall. But I entered into a city, strange looking city. It somewhat reminds me of the suburbs of Moscow. For those of you that don't know, you have an endless stream of white buildings 30 floors high that just go on and on. And this was similar, except these buildings were actually quite beautiful. They were very, very tall, all white, and they were very, very wide as well. So it's not something I'm particularly that used to seeing, very tall and wide, and they were really imposing, massive structures. And I do know there is a place like that in our planet that's kind of strange with a bunch of white buildings, and that's the capital of Turkmenistan, Ashgabat. The president of that country has ordained it to be law for all buildings to be white marble in the capital. You could look that one up yourself. But these were somewhat similar. And in between them were large patches of forest and like trails in between them. And in the middle was this massive highway. And on the highway, the cars were, they either seemed like they were AI controlled or supersonic speed. Like they were driving at an absurdly high speed, like impossibly high. And I'm gonna get to the highway later, but I go up to the building and go up to one of the top floors, and I go into an apartment. So this is like a residential structure, and I go inside and I see this tall white man, older, like I would say, like in his 60s, and he had an incredibly familiar appearance to me. Incredibly familiar, and he had a lot of wisdom in his eyes. He was thin, tall, graying hair, no facial hair. And when I say tall, I'm talking like 6'8". I'm not talking tall, I'm talking really tall. And he looked so familiar. I couldn't pinpoint who or what, but with him were like a couple of girls that I perceived to be his daughters, or I wasn't sure who they were. But he proceeded to tell me about some show. Are you going to the show tonight? And I'm like, what show? And he's like, it's gonna be really epic. You gotta go to the show. They might have run out of tickets, so you gotta head over there as fast as you can to see if you could get in. And so I get on this highway now. And on this highway, I'm going what seems like supersonic speeds, and there's the cars all around me look like silver bullet trains. They don't look like cars. Everything is a silver color and going hyper speeds, and I see a crash in front of me. And then that's where I pause and my consciousness exits my little vehicle. I was in some small, tiny little car. And then I observed this crash, and it was devastating. It was really catastrophic with several people lying all around the roadway. And then I proceeded to keep going on the highway, and I end up to a line, a very long line, to another massive building. This building looked like a black cube. Now we have the Hajj pilgrimage right now in Mecca, where it's 120 degrees and 550 people died as a result. And every year there's some kind of disaster at the Hajj. And I have to sit here and wonder if it's a sacrifice, because there's like no precautions to prevent such things from happening. There's always some kind of stampede and some kind of disaster over there every year. But it looked like this black cube. And so I asked him, are there any tickets left to go inside? And he's like, yeah, there are. And this guy had like dreads. He had like long black dreads. And he gave me a ticket, and I go inside. And everyone was like ordered to take a drink. And the drink was like this pink, strange looking liquid. And they're like, you gotta drink this before you could go in the cube. And so I did. And after drinking the pink drink, I felt strange. And that's where they proceeded to have a large mass of people go inside these massive doors and put on some kind of glasses. Here we go with the glasses again. I dreamed of the lead glasses, remember? In the psychiatric ward. Now it's a dream of 3D looking goggles is how I can describe them. And so we all go inside of this massive cube, and it's pitch black. And they're like, it's about to begin, and bam, that's when I wake up.